This week in the field, knowing when to call it quits on your landscape shoot. Hey everyone, I'm Scott Davenport and welcome to In the Field. Before I get into today's topic, I want to hear your questions. So please leave comments on the video, contact me through my website, however you'd like to get a hold of me. I want to hear your photo questions. Your questions help me because I have to think about photography. Hopefully my answers help you and we all get better together. And today's topic is kind of maybe a little bit of a depressing one, knowing when to quit. So I had a shoot recently, went out to La Jolla, a spot that I visited a few months ago, and I actually showed that in the field. I was quite excited about this location and wanted to get back down there for a sunset, and this sunset just didn't happen. Let me just cut to the chase here. I'll show you some of the footage from the outing and then talk about why I decided to call it quits.
I'm out in La Jolla, got some really nice cloud cover, sun setting to camera left, about 45 minutes or so. I am really just going to be focusing on the shoreline itself. It's going to get lit up pretty nicely, and I don't think the sun will get too swallowed up by the clouds. I'm particularly eyeing this lifeguard watchtower here. That's looking pretty darn cool, especially with the late afternoon glow and a bit of a moody sky happening there. So I'm going to do a little more walking around here, down below here, these bluffs, what you see there. Head backing up kind of closer to that tower. Then depending on what the light does, maybe I'll make it all about the tower, or maybe I'll take something like you're seeing here in frame. I've decided I am going to stay in this general area because it's going to give me a lot of versatility. Right now, as you can see here, I'm set up at about 50 millimeter. This is going to be kind of difficult to see on the video here because it's pretty glary out here. So framed up kind of with maybe 2/3 of what you see in this frame here. Enough to catch a little bit of the foreground beach and the ocean. Sky's about 1/3 up, and I'm getting a tiny bit of distractions on the right edge from street lamps and so forth, but I know I can take care of those in post. But why I'm going to stay here and stick with a 24-70 is, depending on what happens with the light, I can switch, zoom in and make it about this tower up here. I can do that here on the video, like this guy here, because that's looking pretty cool. If the sky does something really awesome, that's a nice shot there. I can also zoom farther out, and even to the point of getting some of this green in the foreground here, and there's a couple of trails that cut through this this greenery. That is going to get nicely lit up as the sun gets lower in the horizon. So a lot of options here. I've also gone to the trouble of leveling my tripod so that if things look really, really amazing, I'll be able to do a pano and sweep, all the way across and actually catch some of the sunset off to the left-hand side of the frame. My luck may be running out with sunset. The clouds are gathering at the horizon and gobbling up the sun pretty soon. I've taken a few shots of just this in and of itself. It's quite pretty, more or less abstract. I will hang around and hope that we get some more golden light back on the shore, but it's not looking incredibly promising for golden hour.
So the light, maybe 30 minutes before sunset was pretty okay, and I really liked that lifeguard tower, a little bit of a yellow tint to it. But the sun just got swallowed up, and I would say 10 to 15 minutes before sunset, I started to get that sinking feeling that it's just not going to happen. And sure enough, by the time the sunset arrived, I had collapsed the tripod, the camera was put away, and I was already starting to walk back to my car. There was absolutely no way the sun was going to make a magical appearance. Usually I'll hang around 10, 15, 30 minutes after sunset because you can get some great light. This was not one of those days. And you need to recognize that sometime. That's really the tip of the week, is knowing when to quit. Some days it's just not going to happen. And there's no shame in recognizing that and not trying to force a shot, not trying to make something happen that just isn't there. I left I must have taken maybe 10 photos. I think I only imported 3 or 4 of them. There just wasn't anything happening that day. And it happens. It happens more often than I'd care to admit. But on this particular day, it was very pronounced that it was clear. Nature was not going to cooperate with my photographic desires. And that's it for this week in the field. Short, sweet. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please share this with a friend. Likes, +1s, comments, all of that are always, always appreciated. And please send in your questions. You can contact me directly through my website, comments on the video. You guys know the drill by now, right? Well, until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Happy shooting.